So in this video, I actually have 4 new mods we're going to check out, and really only one of them is the big important one. But first up, we have, of course, the lovely map mod, which you can see I've got like that little spot there. Because I haven't been using it while I've been going around, it's got everything fogged out. As I move around, it's going to, display more of the map. So that's a typical one, and I'm only adding it because convenience of being able to turn on and off stuff like this, just makes it really easy to deal with that. And the second mod I am using is more for your convenience rather than mine, and that is simple coordinates. Because what it does is lets you move it around, choose where you want it to be on the screen. But I have on the screen now, right there at the top, below the depth marker, coordinates for where I am standing. Which means if I'm out somewhere and you see something interesting, or you see a location you've been trying to find, you're like, where is that? There's the coordinates. You're welcome. And now the third convenience mod, which is really for me, is improved storage info. Now there's 2 different storage info mods. The other one, when I looked at all the screenshots for it, just simply said that a locker is full. I went with improved storage info because it shows the count of items. So you can see full, 30 of 30, 30 of 30, and then 27 of 48. So I went with that, so it's easy. I don't have to go and open it and say, is this full or not, when I'm trying to dump stuff in. And, maybe that's all you need, because we really don't have a lot of storage mods. But the big mod today is Lazy Hoarding. And while I said I have 4 mods, there's actually 5 mods that I've added today, because the Lazy Hoarding mod has the tweaks and fixes mod as a requirement for it. So when you go to download Lazy Hoarding, it will pop up the thing saying, make sure you have these prerequisites for it. Just download the tweaks and fixes, and that way it'll work. If you decide you don't like Lazy Hoarding, you can take both of them out. But this is Lazy Hoarding. Now there's different modes. It's explained on the mod page. I am just going to go ahead and try it with the default and just see what I can do from here. I looked on the mod page, and basically there's a storage suffix. Yeah, so _1 through _9, or you can go into the config file and change it. And so what I've done is I've tied button 1 to that. Okay, so let's just try. Okay, so 1, now instead of pulling up Thermoblade, it pulls up that. Wait, it does both actually. Okay, so that's probably not the best button to use then for that. Okay, let's try this now. I'm going to open up that, and boom, those. Okay. And it goes there. Okay, so I was wondering why it was showing like empty. So basically, think of this, I guess, as like the auto sort locker. Like you have the locker, you put everything in your drop box, and then it dumps to that container. And if it doesn't have enough room, I guess it goes somewhere else. So it's not increasing storage, and it's technically auto sort, but it's not. I mean, I guess maybe I could do, let's try. Well, let me find an empty one. There we go. Well, gotta remember to change the name, _. Well, I can't do it. Okay. Too many letters. Okay. So take a couple of these, and we'll go here and move those in, and boom. Moved to here. Okay. Makes sense. So let's fill this one up. I got 2 more. There we go. So temp 1 is full. And so I've got food, water 1. So I'm going to go and put those there. 60 out of 78. So they're not there. Obviously, that's not 78 storages. So it went back there. So if I take all of these out, I go in, dump it in there, goes to there. They're back. So choose, I guess, what key you want. I put I, because I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could do something there. And basically you can build out groups of containers, and it creates a combined container. effect. So there is the total number of storage. So I could put all of these as one and just have it fill them in. So if you don't want to organize them because you're using craft from containers, that actually works really well. Which now makes me think it's time to do some storage upgrading. All right, yep. Yep, I'm going to do some tweaking with this in terms of placement with the snap builder. It's not perfectly lined up in the middle. You see, I'm just slightly off right there. Just a tiny bit off, but that's close enough that I'm good with it. So now all I really have to do is go and add the suffix to everything. _1. Again, there's 1 through 9. You go, if you want to change it to be like something else, like you don't want the _1, you want underscore and the hashtag symbol, you know, the pound sign for one of them, then you can just go into the config file and edit that. But by default, it's underscore and numbers 1 through 9. And then once you have all that done, you just need to assign a key, letter, number, symbol, whatever key you want to the binding for that group or for each group. If you're using all 9 groups, you're going to need to assign 9 keys to 9 groups. But since this is merging the storage together, and because of EasyCraft, I'm not so worried about splitting everything up and organizing it at the moment. This should work fine. So I'm going to just take all those out, hit I, inventory, and just put all this in like that. Boom. It says, I know I'm glad I moved this down as I'm editing, but 34 out of 864 item slots. And this is definitely where the improved storage info mod is going to be helpful, because trying to find, there they are. So it picked this one for some reason right here as opposed to these. And it's not the last one I named. It's not the first one I named. It's not even, oh, it's the first one I built. That's what it was. I built that one and then built those. So it's the first one you build. Name doesn't matter when you change the name. It's what order you build them in is what order stuff's going to go get put in them. But man, that is so quick and easy in the end. I mean, really, it is. Yes, the fact you can access, I guess, pretty much from anywhere is kind of cheaty. But oh, don't want that in there. It works nice. Oh, never mind. There is a max storage distance of, I take it as 100 meters. How high can we go? 200 meters. All right, so 200 meters, you can access the storage. If you got a really big base, yeah, go with that. And let's see, I guess we'll do O for the second suffix one. So one problem I realized is because I chose I and then O for the hoarding storage shortcuts, typing the names kept interrupting and opening the storage. So if you're going to do that, you might want to disable them temporarily while you're naming stuff. And that way, you know, you don't, if you're typing in O for the name of something, you're not opening up storage 2, if that's what you use or whatever. Again, I'm using the more quick slots mod. So if you're not using that, you're sticking with the standard 5, you could get by with like the sits through, you know, like the minus key equals key, you know, stuff like that. You could get through that way and not have to worry about that if you really want to use all the different storages. But I'm using more quick slots, so that's not an option for me. And the storage info mod does work with the sea moth storage as well, which means it should work with, of course, the Cyclops storage. So I want to take that out. Obviously, I'm using the vehicle storage on this side, and you know, yeah, nothing there. So I'm gonna hit I. Well, okay, I's not working outside. I'm swimming. I thought I was like in. No, it's not working. So inside the sea moth, if I hit O, that's set for the claw arm, and P is set for the drill arm. So obviously there's got to be a conflict there, but I is not working while inside the sea moth. So, yep, done. Okay. Now it works when I'm back inside. So let's try this again. Go back in the water. Does not work while swimming, apparently. At the least. It may work if you're like standing on land. Like I'm standing so I can do this. Like, oh, I can manipulate my inventory now. It may be a restriction of you actually being in the base. Which is fine. It's not a big problem. Just something to know. So I will point out, last time I did go to the blood kelp zone looking for stuff for polyaniline, and I grabbed the blood oil thinking that was it. I was wrong. It was the deep shroom, which fortunately are available in the blood kelp zone, so you don't have to go all the way down, you know, through the Lost River to get them. So I've got a bunch of deep shrooms, much more gel sacks, and you see I got plenty of Oculus going now. Go ahead and get some of these guys out and throw them in the mulcher. All right, so I can make some polyaniline. So because I can make that, let's take out the fins. Go in here. I'm going to make the swim charge fins. Yes, the ultra glide fins, you go a little faster, but swim charge fin, mean basically my sea glide just constantly recharges as I'm swimming. It's one less battery to deal with. So now it's time to do something I've been putting off, which is finish getting all the scans for the Cyclops. I believe I'm missing the hull fragments, and that's it. Finally, fragment number 1. Man, I'm having some bad luck this time with the fragments. I had to come to a completely different, further away mushroom forest to find the last 2. Because the mushroom forest right next to the mountain, only 1 fragment. So it definitely helps having the lazy hoarding mod when you're grabbing stuff from the sea moth. Because it can just dump stuff in and boom, it's gone. 279 out of 960 storage being used now. But what we're really interested in is, of course, the Cyclops. And I can't make the Cyclops. What am I missing? 1 enamel glass. 2 enamel glass. And, no 3. So I am short the enamel glass. I need 1 more. That should be all it is. I hope. Look, I just need you to bite one of those, not me. What? Don't bite me. Bite those. Oh, hey. Already dropped to 2. You know what? I'm going to grab an extra one. And I noticed I still haven't scanned them. There we go. Already got another one. Oh, and I heard another one. That one. Oh, there's one there. All right. I'm just loading up. And now, finally, Cyclops. All right, here we go. We are on the Cyclops. So first thing, can I access the storages? Yes, I can access the storage. And the sea moth is there. All right, so I'm not far enough away at the moment. So we're moving away. And I had it set to 100 meters, which of course I couldn't test it with, you know, let's go a little bit further away because some of those storage are right there, maybe a little bit closer. So 0, no hoarding storage found for selfish _2. Same thing for 1. So I'm out of range. Again, you can max it out to 200 meters. Or I guess if you really wanted to, you could, you know, build out your storage in here. Or do like I tend to do and build it kind of up on the walls unless we get the FCS ones. And let's just, you know what, try that. Go 1. Now I'm going to do that. So bam, that goes in. So if I put that there, it's 1 of 18. Okay. Now I'm in range. So we're going to do 2. And I'm dumping in. And now storage is capacity 20 of 66. So it's combining them because they're in range of each other. But it did not put it here. So it still went to the locker in the base because I built it first. So yeah, that gives you an option that, let's say you're out doing something in the Cyclops away from your base, you can name the storage on the Cyclops the same way, dump everything in that way, and then when you get back to your base, you just have to go to each locker and transfer it again. It's not quite as convenient as you know, something like an auto sort or the FCS data storage. But until we have access to those again in living large, lazy hoarding will work. So now my storage is revamped. I've got a lot of storage, like 960 items worth of storage, or at least over there. And I've got this stuff. It's kind of semi-organized. This not so much. But again, I also have the storage info mod, and I can see where stuff is, which, you know, if you're not carefully sorting everything, definitely an advantage to that. And then again, I did, for my convenience, just for managing stuff later, I have the map mod. You see it started to fill out as I traveled around. Look at my little circuit I did trying to find the Cyclops bridge fragments. And at the top, you see I have the coordinates below the depth marker, which is for your convenience. And the only other mod was the tweaks and fixes, which is necessary for lazy hoarding. So there you go. There's some new mods to check out. I will have all the mods I currently have installed linked below. And hey, let me know what you think of these. Do you like having the coordinates at the top? Is that really actually helpful for you as a viewer? If not, I could take it out. It's not going to help me any. It is all for you. And what do you think of the lazy hoarding mod? Is it something you're going to check out, or have you already checked it out? And do you have any tips on the way you've managed to maximize the usability of it? At least until, again, we have something a little bit more usable from FCS.